Hey, Harley Roxx here for Houston's Eagle. I hope you will enjoy my interview with Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest.
Well, lovely
Come
to
check
see
it
you.
out. Yeah, you too. You too. So, you're the guitarist for Judas Priest. So, let me ask you, what made you want to pick up a guitar?
Do you know it was two things? It was two things. It was Jimi Hendrix,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
um, and- but the ultimate thing was the guitar itself, and it still is. So whenever I look, I've got them on the wall. Like, I'm still like heavily entranced by the actual guitar, like the way it looks. I can look at it for hours. So it all comes down to the guitar. I love the way it sounds, the way it feels, the way you express yourself. But initially, it was him. I mean, Hendrix, just the way the Hendrix looked.
Oh, I know. I know.
All the psychedelic stuff, but the way he sounded. But at the heart of it was the thing he was holding. It was like, what's that thing? So it was the guitar, and it still is. So that's what made me want to pick up the guitar, and it still makes me want to pick up guitar today. Just the way the thing is.
That's awesome. So, did you happen to try any other instruments as well, or were you like dead set on the guitar?
No, well, my parents they thought it would be a good idea, and I get it. They wanted me to start piano lessons to learn some music theory before
Right.
I started. And what happened was I went to piano lessons in this old Victorian house, and this old Victorian lady. So I was at the piano, and in the corner was an electric guitar and a drum kit. And the two things that I
Hmm.
wanted to learn was an electric guitar and
Yeah.
drums. So I'm sitting there as a kid. I must have been 7 or 8, and I'm playing the piano, which I didn't really want to play. And in the corner was the stuff that I wanted to play, and I'm thinking,
Right.
I don't want to do this. I want to play that. So I played a little bit of piano, but I quit. I didn't want to do it anymore. And then they got me an electric guitar, and the rest is history.
Yeah, because piano's kind of boring, isn't it?
Well, now
It started that way
I
too.
have a little bit of a ground in piano, so I actually
Sure.
appreciate it quite a bit.
Oh, wonderful.
And especially coming up with new ideas for songs. If I start on a piano, you come up with different things than you would on a guitar. So it
Oh, okay.
it kind of helps. So maybe my mum and dad they knew something that I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you say Jimi Hendrix is one of your influences aside from him? Who else would you say like kind of influenced you to play guitar?
But it's a big five. So Hendrix is one of them. Michael Schenker from UFO.
Okay,
Um, Zach Wild from Ozzy's band
of
is a
course.
huge
Yep.
influence. Dave Murray from Iron Maiden and James Hetfield from Metallica. They've always been the big five.
Awesome.
There's obviously tons of other ones. Randy Rhoads, Brian
Oh,
May,
sure.
David Gilmour. There's tons of them, but they're the big five that made me change, not change the way I play, but kind of made me play, um, influence me differently.
Sure.
They resonate differently. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And a bunch of different styles between like Metallica and say Iron Maiden.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
But there was something in them that they I don't know, they just hit me different. But then you pick up different things from everyone. Like other people, I don't know, like John Lee Hooker or Gary Moore, or you pick up little bits and pieces, but I wouldn't call them like a changing influence. Like
Mhm.
and that was a Disney movie. What's the where they got the core memories?
Oh, was that Inside Out?
Inside Out. So
Yeah.
you get like the little ones, but then you get the core memories, and like so the big five or the core, like the core. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say? But then you get the other little ones that happen throughout your life. That
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So you joined Judas Priest in 2011. What was that feeling like to be joining such an iconic band?
Um, it was. I'm trying to remember. It was kind of. I knew. I mean, obviously, it was. I remember at the time, it was like a whirlwind because, like, it changed my life. Obviously,
Oh, yeah.
just to be considered for something like that was
Mhm.
a complete honor, and I knew kind of how important that was. not just to me, but like I knew what it meant, to millions of people that
Yeah.
were Priest fans. I knew kind of people were gonna. This is going to mean a lot to a lot of people, both positive and negative. This is gonna hit a lot of people in many different ways.
Yeah.
Whoever gets this opportunity, who is this new dude? It's going to be it's going to resonate with a lot of people. Judas Priest has resonated with a lot of people over the years, millions of people. It's going to mean a lot. So I knew what it meant to a lot of people. So it was a big deal. But I knew I had a shot. I knew that it was a challenge that I had to kind of go for and take on. And when I met Glenn and Rob for the first time, it was clear that they were down to earth and laid back, and they were like friends, and we had a positive vibe from day one, and we just went from there. And they made me very comfortable. Not that everything needs to be comfortable, but I mean, it was just like it was kind of familiar. It was kind of nice, and I knew that I had a shot,
Yeah.
But I knew that part of the duty of being in Priest was to carry on the legacy of what went before, with Ken. But also you have to kind of be yourself as well. That's part of the band that you're representing. So it was an exciting time, but it was, it was fun too.
That's awesome. So were you a big Priest fan before joining?
I wasn't a super fan, and I think that kind of saved me. I think if I'd have gone in there as a super fan with stuff to sign and like a Priest shirt on, I think that would have been strike one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely.
I was a Priest fan, I was a Maiden fan, Metallica fan, Pantera. I was into twin heavy rock guitar, but I wasn't a fanboy.
Okay.
But I was in cover bands in the UK, and we played Priest.
cool.
So I was familiar with Priest music. But as I said, I wasn't going to show up with albums to sign. I think I would have been. I don't think I would be here. But so I was a fan of Priest and a fan of the music, but I wasn't a nutcase.
So what would you say is your all-time favorite Priest song to play on stage?
I love Victim of Changes. I love Victim of Changes. I love the Sentinel. I mean, the ones that I've written with the band, they're kind of your favorites for a different reason. You've kind of had a part in creating them, and they're great to play for a different reason. But I mean, the classics, you've grown up with, like, as I said, the Sentinel and Free Will Burning's always fun to play. Night Comes Down is a great one to play. I mean, they're all great. Electric Eye, when that intro goes off, the Hellion before Electric Eye, that's like a goosebump moment. They're all great. Wow. But I'd have to say, if it was one, it would probably be Victim of Changes. It's just an epic song. Painkiller's great too. Painkiller's always
that's one of my favorites.
Just goes off, you know what I mean? The audience goes off. For a guitar player, it's great. It's just a fantastic song.
Awesome. So, and of course, Judas Priest is being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. How excited are you guys?
I think the band are very excited. It's been a long time coming for them, and they're finally in. So, congratulations to them. So yeah, it's great for them. I think it's in November, the ceremony.
Right.
So yeah, it's great. As I said, I know they're excited.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing. As lots of people have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which we do cover a lot. Also, I just want to go back to last year. You had a bit of a scare, didn't you?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Luckily, it wasn't. It was a scare, but when something like that happens, it happens so fast. If you knew it's coming, that would be more scary.
Yeah.
But it happens so quick. It's more scary when you read about after the fact what it is and how lucky you were.
Yeah,
then it's like
definitely.
that's really scary. Like when you read the statistics and stuff like that about
Sure.
how many people actually don't make it to the hospital because
Yeah,
that's the scary stuff. It's
of course.
I'm incredibly fortunate. The sequence of events around it.
Hmm.
Sometimes in life, the dice gets rolled, and sometimes it's against you. Sometimes
Yeah.
the game of chance works out for you, and it was one of those moments. Plus, the surgeons, the doctors, the nurses, the support system at home. I was very fortunate to still be here talking to you.
Oh, definitely.
But
Yeah,
they saved my life. They saved my life, and
it's great.
incredibly fortunate.
Awesome. And so you have an upcoming tour with Queensryche, which I will be at in November in Houston. So, how excited are you to be touring with these guys in Queensryche?
Well, we did a leg of the tour earlier on this year with Queensryche,
Right.
and they were such a great bunch of lads. The band were great, the crew were great, the crowds loved them,
Hmm.
and they're the same in the respect of they've got they've got a back catalogue, from you know
Way
20, 30
back.
years ago,
Hmm.
and they've also got new music which they're forging forward with as well.
Yeah.
So they were great to have out with us, and the crowd loved them. So we thought, let's get the leads out again, and that's what we did. So it should be
Cool.
fun this time. Yeah.
Okay. So here's a question for you guys then. Are there any plans for a new album from Priest?
There is. We've been working on it for a couple
Oh,
of years, but due to lockdowns, I think it was the COVID lockdowns, we couldn't get together to record it.
mm-hmm.
And when the lockdowns were lifted, then we went back out on tour, so we couldn't record it because we were touring.
Yeah.
So, but we've been working on it. So we've got some stuff done, and we're forging forward. I think we've got most of the guitars done. We've got drums and bass
Brilliant.
done. We've
Okay.
got vocals to do. But Rob always says, he says it will be done when it's done.
Yeah.
There's no point rushing it, but it's getting done. We're working our way through it, and
Brilliant.
so we're getting there. So there will be new music from Priest. It's just when
Awesome.
it's finished and when it will be out.
Cool, cool. So I always throw a random question in my interviews. So Marvel or DC?
Do you know what? I'm not into either. I try.
Really?
I
Oh,
try. I watch some every now and again, and I try to. I know it's like a what's the word? Like every I can't remember. I don't know what you call it. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so
me too.
I'm huge into Star Wars. But
I have a
Marvel and
Star
DC,
Wars tattoo.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's killer. But I try and get into Marvel and DC, and it doesn't keep me.
Mhm.
I'll watch like a movie here or a movie there, but it doesn't keep me, uh, connected for very long. So
Ah, gotcha.
I'm not that into it. You know,
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so next on to social media. Y'all are, have a Facebook, Instagram. Do y'all happen to have like TikTok, Twitter that the fans can go follow?
we don't have a TikTok. We're you
Oh.
know we're not hip enough for a TikTok. Oh no, actually, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not hip enough to know even if we've got a TikTok. We might do.
Cool. Yeah.
If there is, it will be Judas Priest or something.
Yeah.
But there is a Twitter. There's a Judas Priest Twitter,
Okay,
and then
perfect.
all the other socials. Instagram and Facebook and all that.
Yeah.
I think there's a Judas Priest YouTube and stuff like that. But check out the YouTube. I'll be surprised if there's not, because they're usually on it.
Yeah. Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview with Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest. Make sure you come check out their concert with Queensryche, November 29th, Houston, Texas, 713 Music Hall. Let's rock.